Hello, thanks for being in a new video. This time I have a review of the CMF Buds. Let's get started. These headphones are priced at a very reasonable price. In Mexico, they have been launched at 950 pesos approximately. That's around $48. Although remember that the prices here are not the same as over there. Definitely that positions them as a very interesting alternative for those looking for affordable headphones. But in this specific case, with a peculiar design which is an innate characteristic of CMF. So let's start by looking at the design. In this case, as you can see, I have the white edition, but they are also available in orange and black. The case is going to come with a button included next to the USB-C port for easy reattachment. Although the funny thing is that the USB-C port and the repair button are placed on the right side, instead of being on the back as one would traditionally expect. I believe it was simply a whim of the CMF designers to look original. Similarly, we will find a small LED on the outside so you can know the status of the headphones. On the lid, we will find a small relief distinctive of the brand and a rather peculiar slider. Although it does not have any kind of functionality, but the fact of integrating this kind of features in the case make it something unique. In this case, we do not find wireless charging, so they will only be able to be charged via cable. The case has a weight of 43.7 grams. And already considering the headphones inside the case, it reaches 52.84 grams, but it is still very comfortable to carry in your pocket. Although the case may be a little larger than I would like. But overall, it's a considerably positive design. You even notice how the case opens and closes relatively easily as well. Now, how about talking about the headphones directly, which, as you realize, come with a closed design, meaning they have ear cushions. And in this case, through their app, they don't have an option for you to find the perfect fit, unlike other headphones. So manually, let's say you have to choose the perfect cushion size that fits you best. The headphones weigh in at 4.57 grams each. The truth is that they are light. They are not at all uncomfortable to wear. And we are also going to find a sensor to detect when you put on and take off the headphones. And based on that, it stops or resumes playback. They also have the IP level of water resistance. So you could use them in the rain or while exercising, without fear that sweat or water will damage them. Of course, it is always advisable to rinse them in case you have exposed them, for example, to sweat. And consider that only the earphones have this level of resistance. The case does not. Finally, also through the application, we will find an option to find these headphones in case you have dropped them. So they will emit a sound which can be very useful at certain times. Let's go now to talk about the controls that we can find on these headphones that have a touch panel on the outside. In fact, it has a small relief that will help you to easily distinguish this touch panel. On the other hand, with 2 touches, we can go to the next song, or we can also answer a call or end it. Although through the application, yes, you can get to customize also these controls, and also it can be a different control for the left earphone and a different control for the right earphone. So through the app, you could choose to play or pause the content, go to the previous song, call the assistant, or simply disable this gesture. And if you double tap and hold, you could also get to control the volume, although it comes disabled by default, but in the app you can configure it. So as you can see, we have a remarkably extensive list of controls. With 3 taps, we can go to the previous song, or we can reject an incoming call. And through the app, we can customize whether we want to go to the next song, call the assistant, or disable it. And then finally, you can press and hold on this touchpad to have control over the noise adjustment. Now let's talk about the sound quality they are able to emit. And in this case, it can always be something relative depending on the taste of each person, but in general terms, I could tell you that it is not a sound as clear as I would have liked, but they are headphones that have a good responsiveness, for example, at low frequencies, all depending on how you like to listen to music. From my point of view, the treble is too weak for what I would like, but fortunately we do have access to equalizer, and in this case I turned the treble up to full, and with that setting I did find a more pleasant sound. In fact, also through their application they offer us an additional ultra bass feature, and I simply set it to level 1 and with treble at maximum, and in that setting was where I found the right sound for me. But as I say, fortunately it has an equalizer, so you can customize specifically how you want them to sound. I must say that the bass capabilities it has are very high, especially if you use the ultra bass. From my point of view, it is an excess of bass, but they are available in case you want to set them up that way. This is thanks to the fact that they have a 12.4 millimeter diaphragm, so they have plenty of room to produce these bass frequencies. And through the equalizer, we are going to find 6 presets, one called D-Rack Optio, another called Rock, Electronic, Pop, Classic, or Enhanced Vocals. It must be said that they are simple headphones in terms of the codecs because they only support SBC and AAC, so they do not offer us high-resolution audio, and in conjunction with the treble that are a little weak, the sound is perceived without so much clarity by default. That's why I turned up the treble to full. But regardless of the equalizer with presets, we do have access to a 3-band equalizer. It's a simple equalizer, but at least it does offer this type of audio modification. And with respect to the noise cancellation they achieve, it is something very good. They reach 42 decibels, and I was testing it, and it does reduce noise significantly. It is possibly one of their strongest points, considering that they are very economical headphones. In fact, they also include transparency mode, so you can hear what's going on outside. So overall, I think it's a good thing. These headphones have 4 microphones each. Obviously, some of them will be used for noise cancellation, but others for voice pickup. Below, you will hear a recording made with these headphones in a quiet environment. This is an audio test recorded with these CMF Buds to see how the quality is. Obviously, as we would expect, these are headphones that will have simple microphones. For video calls, it's fine. Don't expect to be heard with great clarity in very noisy environments, but I think they fulfill their purpose. Now let me tell you all about the battery. For starters, through its mobile app, you can see the current battery status, which is a good thing. In fact, in this price range, it is rare for manufacturers to offer you such a well-designed app. In this case, it's a very nice app, very Notting style, so you can take a quick look at the battery status there. Without noise cancellation, we get 8 hours of playback, and if you consider the case, the time goes up to 35.5 hours. With cancellation, the time without the case is about 5.6 hours, and with the case, it goes up to 24 hours. So you could absolutely go all day with the noise cancellation on, and the battery is not going to run out, so I think it's got enough. The headphones actually have fast charging, so with 10 minutes that you keep them in the case, they could already give you over 2 hours of playback. And with 10 minutes that you charge the case, you could have 6.5 hours of playback. So I think that even if your headphones don't have a battery and you're going to charge them for a little bit of time before you go out, they can still give you a good music session. Let's finish by talking about the connection. Fortunately, these headphones have Google Fast Pair, so in a way, let's say they're open to the entire Android ecosystem. As soon as you uncover the case, some Android device is going to recognize it for easy pairing. And they also have Microsoft Swift Pair, so if you have a Windows computer, the exact same thing will happen. Pairing is very simple, plus they have Bluetooth 5.3 and the repair button that I was mentioning to you a moment ago. So it's very easy. In fact, they could also be connected to 2 devices at the same time, for example, your computer and your cell phone. And in case you are listening to music on your computer and a call comes in from the cell phone, you should have no conflict when working with these scenarios. And by the way, also, if you have a Nothing or CMF cell phone, we are going to be able to have from the quick settings panel information related to the headphones, so you can also modify the noise control settings and similar things. Next, let's see how the latency test is. The official figure is 120 milliseconds. And indeed, as you could appreciate in the test, it does have some latency that can become a bit longer. These are not headphones that I would recommend for people who like to play games. Although, if you use a Nothing or CMF device, the gaming mode is automatically activated when you open a game. On the other hand, if you don't have a Nothing or a CMF, you have to activate the gaming mode manually, which will reduce the latency. But I insist it's not something spectacular. And as a unique element in these headphones and others from Nothing, we are going to find the direct connection with ChatGPT. So through this headset, you can start a conversation with GPT Chat to ask it any kind of question and it will respond. I love this feature, although I found a small detail that I hope they can correct because it is impossible to end the call, let's say, with ChatGPT. So once you enter this conversation mode with GPT chat, you have to take out your cell phone to end it and continue playing your music. In fact, if you have your phone locked, it can also perform a little inconsistently. So there are little things to improve, but fortunately, these are also headphones capable of receiving software updates. So let's hope that over time, this will improve. For now, we've come to the end of this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, you know you can point it out. And we'll see you next time.